Hey there, I'm Chris Alexinas, and I'm just coming out to tell you about the book I wrote, Coffee and Cash, and how proud I am of it, and how much I love it, and how much I hope you enjoy it. I started out writing it that I wanted to write a story about finance, because finance is boring. And in the jobs that I've had over my life, very closely related to finance, ever since I started at the age of 21, I'm 50 now, and I started working at a bank that doesn't even exist anymore for Chicago, for a card company that doesn't even exist, First Card. The First Chicago First for mergers and acquisitions, I think they're owned by Capital One. It might be different from so many things that changed. But I learned working at the bank, working institution, and from my father, who worked in life and health insurance, bless him, not been with us for many years, died many years ago. He was an insurance salesman. That people really don't understand finance. The majority of people. And the reason is, and I was talking to somebody that was actually a college professor about finance just a few weeks ago, it's the most boring topic in the world. It's very boring. It's very sleepy. There's very few ways to make it interesting. So I wanted to write a book about sales, about finance, about the very basic things. If you're a financial professional, this book, you're going to be like, doesn't everybody know these ABCs? And they don't. They really don't. I even went so far to have in the book how to write a business plan. I chalked everything I could. But it is an allegory, and it is an entertaining story about fathers and sons. I wrote it as the polar opposite of Death of a Salesman because my father, and it is dedicated to my father, and it is about an elderly insurance man trying to hand over his business to a younger man. My father hated Death of a Salesman. He would look at it and be like, why didn't you do something else? Why didn't you do that? And he hated it so much. So in honor of my father, I wrote the book Coffee and Cash as an allegory to teach about finance in the most entertaining way I could, and to honor my father, who long passed, who I always looked up to, still consider him one of the 10 smartest men on the planet, even though he's long passed, and uh, to honor him and how much he hated Death of a Salesman. I wrote a book pretty much the polar opposite. A couple of very good similarities because Death of a Salesman, let's face it, is one of the greatest stories ever told and one of the greatest plays ever written. But he hated the subject matter, being a salesman himself. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you write good reviews or write bad reviews or whatever you want to say or contact me about it. It's one of 3 stories I've written. There is a 4th one coming out very, very soon. Also deals a lot with finance and saving from a different perspective. It is very spicy, and I hope people really like it, and I'll talk more about that when I actually put it up, which is coming very soon. But I just wanted to put this video up and thank people that did support the book, did read the book, and just tell people more about it. Thank you.